Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. We're driving back to Sarasota, Florida, and this is a very important video, folks. It's kind of a serious video, and I'm making this on behalf of Johnny Vegas. Johnny Vegas, as you guys know very well, and I'm glad he's part of our community. He is one of the nicest people I've met in a very long time. I got his permission before making this video. He, several years ago, back in 2008, had a heart, an AFib thing, and they gave him a pacemaker. And so JV, he wears a pacemaker. And in February of this year, he had an incident with it, and he went to the doctors. And he gets out every morning and walks 2 miles to try to keep his health going. And he's got another issue now where he slipped and fell, and he's trying to recover from that too. But he hasn't been able to play golf. Johnny Vegas is an avid golfer. He played golf, 4 or 5 times a week. He's into it. He knows all the courses. He plays all the nice courses. He knows lots of people that work at golf courses. And golf is kind of really, really big in his life. And so when the heart thing came, he was still able to play golf. But when he slipped and fell and he hurt his shoulder and he got some surgery, he's going through rehab right now. And right when he was getting close to getting out of his rehab, and he's still not 100%, believe me, you got to be able to move that arm to play golf. Johnny Vegas had an incident with his heart and his pacemaker, where it went off to do whatever it does when your heart has an issue. And it happened only yesterday. So he had a scare and he went home and went to the doctors, and he was there. He didn't go home, he went to the doctor, to the hospital, and they kept him for about 6 or 7 hours. And the doctor came and told him that he thinks that his vitals was good, to just go ahead and go home. So he did, and he made an appointment with his cardiologist to see him this morning. So he had a good night's rest, and he gets up and he goes to the cardiologist. And while he was at the cardiologist, again, he had an episode with his heart, and his pacemaker went off. And the cardiologist's office is right next door to the emergency room, and took him in there immediately. So they couldn't get his heartbeat down. They got it down finally with medication and a machine, and he was scared to death, he told me. He was really fearful. And so, of course, we're asking for prayer and thoughts about Johnny Vegas. He's deeply concerned right now. As you know, Johnny Vegas's wife, well, you may not know, she's actually been trying to get her driver's license for doing the tests for a while, but she hasn't been able to come through to get the license. So he takes her to work and picks her up every day. She still works. He's retired. And so that affected her too, because now he's in the hospital and they're going to keep him for a few days. And he thinks he even overheard the nurse saying something that they expect another incident. So he really does need prayer, and he needs some really good luck to happen and get ahead of this and get back out and live his normal life. Because people with pacemakers can live a long, happy life, but having an incident is very disconcerting. So now he has a daughter there, and she's helping him out. And so that's pretty much the story. He's in the hospital, and I talked to him a couple times on the phone. He's totally fine to talk to on the phone. The doctor said they're moving him from ER to ICU. They're still not putting him in a regular room. They're monitoring him very closely. And with having an incident just yesterday, even at least he's in the hospital, right? He's in the best place he can be, in case something happens and they can take care of him. But all the medicine in the world, all the doctors in the world, and the knowledge, is one thing. But God can do all things. So all of you out there that watch my channel that know JV, and you have those beliefs, please say a serious prayer that God will help him out and get him ahead and give the doctors the healing hands to figure out why and what and get him going and get him back on living a normal life like the rest of us. But that's what we talk about all the time, folks. Nobody's promised tomorrow. He shared with me just a few weeks ago about 2 friends he went to school with, his same age, that passed suddenly. One with cancer and one with a heart attack. And so when we're over 50 years old, not 60, but when we're over 50, we're already well past half of our age. Most people don't live to be 100. So, things start to happen. Diseases, things wear out, and, you have less runway in front of you than you got behind you. So just remember, folks, for your own life, live healthy, live clean, and remember nobody's promised tomorrow. Don't get caught up in all the things you don't need to be thinking about and everything else. Trust in God. But send out some prayers now to Johnny Vegas. He'd appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. I know you guys will. Crush those prayers.